Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we are checking out two more episodes, very highly anticipated episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine today. Well, at least the first one is with episode 19 in the Pale Moonlight, and I cannot say how anticipated this episode was. People have been asking me and waiting for me to watch this episode since episode 1 of season 1 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and we're finally here to In the Pale Moonlight. I don't know what to expect, but this is pretty much unanimously everyone's favorite episode of DS9, so I am pumped to be getting into it today. And then we're going to be heading into episode 20, His Way, which I don't really know nothing about, but Odo is in a tuxedo in the episode thumbnail, and that is pretty awesome. And remember, if you want to check out some more Star Trek Deep Space Nine, you can head to my Patreon, where I have uncut and early access reactions to my Star Trek Deep Space Nine reactions that come up to 3 weeks early, which means you can not only check out next week's episodes 21 and 22, but also 23, 24, 25, and 26, which means I am done season 6 over on Patreon. You can check out the whole rest of season 6 all the way up to the season finale over on Patreon 3 weeks early from YouTube, which is pretty exciting. Anyways, thank you so much. You do check it out. Let's get back to the video. Okay guys, I'm really excited for this episode. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea why this is everyone's favorite episode, but I am so excited. Hopefully I haven't ballooned my anticipation of this episode so much where I'm underwhelmed by it or anything, but yeah, let's just dive on into it. I'm really pumped. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my reaction to episode 19 of season 6 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, In the Pale Moonlight.
Captain's personal log. Stardate 517.
Oh, interesting way to open this episode.
4. Computer, what day is it?
He doesn't even know the day.
517.
What happened, Cisco?
I need to talk about this.
Since what, Cisco?
What I've done. At least to myself.
What has he done?
I can't talk to anyone else. Not even to Dax. Maybe if I just lay it all out in my log.
He's talking to me.
I suppose it started 2 weeks ago, while I was posting the weekly casualty list in the wardroom.
What happened 2 weeks ago?
List of Starfleet personnel killed, wounded, or missing in the war.
Oh man, that's a tough job.
Who is it, Dax?
Leslie Wong.
Not Leslie, man.
The Jem'Hadar crossed the Romulan border and caught them by surprise. It's only about the 100th time it's happened.
Yeah, I agree with Dax here.
Them to violate their territory so brazenly.
I think the Romulans are scared, you know.
Let's have a treaty of non-aggression and friendship with the Dominion.
They do. I forgot about that.
What we need to do is bring the Romulans into the war on our side. With the
That's a
combined
good
forces
idea,
of the
for sure.
Federation, the Klingons.
I hope that happens.
Back and watch as their biggest rivals slug it out in a long, bloody war.
That is true, Dax, actually.
Why should they risk their necks? There's simply no reason for them to get involved in
Is
ours.
this gonna be a Cisco Romulan episode then?
I was going to bring the Romulans into the war.
Oh my god, what's he gonna do? Wait, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna, like, kill a bunch of Romulans or something in order to get them into the war and maybe frame it on the Dominion? Potentially, that could be interesting. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I did a little extra long one. I did a little extra long one today because I'm really excited for this episode. It seems like it's pretty serious, pretty heavy. Cisco has done something horrible. It seems something horrible about 2 weeks ago. It involves the Romulans and the war. We're set up for a good episode today.
It's in their own best interest to join the war. That's the key. That's the reason the Romulans will finally take action.
Garrick is finally in the show again.
I have a non-aggression pact with them. They are my allies.
You're not going to put your faith in some piece of paper, are you?
Romulans would.
So they're crossing my backyard to give the Federation a bloody nose. I can't say that makes me feel very sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the Romulans hate the Federation as well.
That will kill millions of loyal Romulan citizens. I need something more concrete than the self-serving argument of a Starfleet officer.
Oh, interesting.
Proof of Dominion duplicity. Not more words. Proof.
Interesting. She plays a good Romulan, you know.
If there is evidence of a Dominion plan to attack Romulus, it's probably buried deep in the bowels of their headquarters.
Oh, it's gonna be deep.
The most accessible place in the galaxy.
Are we going to Cardassia Prime? Are we going to send Garrick there?
There is someone on this station who specializes in gaining access to places where he is not welcome.
Garrick, baby.
Your faith in my ability to retrieve classified information from my former homeland is most gratifying.
I missed Garrick, you know.
Penetrate one of the most heavily guarded facilities in the quadrant, steal top secret war plans, and then return them safely to you.
Easy task.
And that is well outside my field.
Yeah, if Garrick dies, I will punch the screen.
I have to believe that a man like you still has a few contacts at home.
Oh.
A colleague from the Obsidian Order.
Oh, Cisco just knows what to say.
Perhaps.
Then I'd say it's time to call in a favor.
Oh, yeah.
To do what you're asking would use up every resource I have left on Cardassia.
Wow, and he'd be fully stranded from Cardassia.
I'm already involved in a very messy, very bloody business.
Yeah, he is.
I am prepared to do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal, but I can't do it alone.
Okay, Cisco.
Are you in or out?
Oh, he's in.
I'm in.
Oh, he's in.
My father used to say
He saw
the
into
road to
Cisco's
hell is
eyes,
paved.
and he saw, strength.
I'd pay any price, go to any lengths, because my cause was righteous.
For the cause. Yeah.
My intentions were good.
But it seems like he regrets what he's done, somewhat.
The Dominion has invaded Beta Z.
Oh, no.
According
Oh, no.
the 10th Fleet was supposed to be protecting Beta Z and its outlying colonies, but it was caught out of position on a training exercise.
Oh, what the heck?
The planet was theirs in less than 10 hours.
Wow.
Beta Z.
So they just have the planet now.
The Dominion is in a position to threaten Vulcan, Andor, Teller, Alpha.
Mr. Garrick?
Garrick, we need to speed up the process.
And its destruction.
That sounds like progress to me.
Doesn't it? Unfortunately, they're all dead now.
They're dead?
All killed within one day of speaking with me.
That's actually insane.
That's a testament to the effectiveness of Dominion security.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they must monitor everything crazily.
At least that's the case you made to me.
Do you have another plan?
I mean, I kind of
As a
agree
matter
with
of
Cisco
fact,
at
I
the
do.
moment. I think the Romulans are important for the war.
I suggest that we manufacture that evidence ourselves.
I was gonna say, fake it. Fake it till you make it.
Mr. Garrick, I will take your suggestion under advisement and gone back to my office and forgotten the whole thing.
But Cisco said yes.
Secretary of the War Plans Council, Vice Chairman of the Tal Shiar, and one of the most trusted advisors to Proconsul Neural.
Damn, so make him believe it, and everyone will believe it.
One of the most ardently pro-Dominion voices in the Senate. If we can convince him that the Dominion is a threat, the rest of the Senate will follow.
That's what I'm saying.
We're invited by one Captain Benjamin Sisko.
Oh,
How do you know
interesting.
you'll be visiting Sukata?
There are some things I'd rather not discuss.
Some contacts you'd rather not discuss.
The highest level of the Dominion in which the planned invasion of Romulus is being discussed.
How are they gonna create this, though?
Great cost to the Federation. At least 10 good men lost their lives bringing it across.
I'd say maybe 20. Maybe 20.
These rods are manufactured only as needed on Cardassia Prime. Information can only be transcribed on them. One
Dude, Garrick is so good at this.
amazement that it is completely genuine. At least, so it will appear.
But in
So what's the trick?
I'm still working on obtaining the data rod, but I have found the man who will create the hollow recording.
Oh, this is so interesting.
But I suspect that with the fall of Beta Z, they'll be ready to do whatever it takes to bring the Romulans into the war.
Oh, this is so interesting.
Contact Chancellor Gowron today and arrange a pardon?
what's his name?
Grathon Tolar.
Grathon Tolar. Oh, hello.
I've never worked for Starfleet before.
Let's be very clear about this. You're not working for Star.
You're working for me.
As far as you're concerned, you're working for me.
Yeah.
Something with perhaps 5 or 6 Orion slave girls.
Nope, not like that at all.
Garrick is here?
That's right.
Oh,
Oh, he does not like Garrick?
that's different. I'll wait in my quarters.
Oh my god, his whole tone changed.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but do you know a man named Grathon Tolar?
Is he
Yes,
dead?
why do you ask?
because he just tried to kill Quark.
What the heck? What the... I mean, everyone tries to kill Quark. I don't know why I'm surprised.
Quark, in an uncharacteristic display of chivalry, attempted to intervene.
Oh, wow.
So Tolar stabbed him.
So he didn't even have previous beef with Quark.
If Quark chooses to press charges against Tolar, I have no choice but to make an arrest.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'm a man who just had a brush with death.
He'll be fine. His ribs deflected the knife from his major organs. Bleed.
He got stabbed.
What will it take to convince you otherwise?
Wow, I've never seen Cisco like
offering
this.
me a bribe.
Cisco's actually bribing and scheming behind the scenes. It's so interesting.
The business I suffered today, which I calculate as no less than 5 bars of gold-pressed latinum.
5 bars.
They're holding some cargo containers which I've been waiting for because of some missing import license or something.
Good work, man.
Thank you for restoring my faith in the 98th rule of acquisition. Every man has his price.
Every man has his price. Wow. It's interesting to see what this war has brought Cisco to.
When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake.
But he kept pressing on, it seems.
There was a new casualty list waiting for me.
Oh, man. Pushed him over the edge, probably.
And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No!
Oh, these monologues are great from him.
So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Oh, wow.
Be my guest.
Wow. Cisco, there is no light in his eyes at the moment.
It may explode.
I hope that's just an impression.
It's best not to dwell on such minutiae.
He has a bomb on his door.
How do you know it's genuine?
I trust the source, but rest assured, I will confirm the rod's authenticity.
Garrick will know it's genuine when he sees it.
200 liters of biomimetic gel.
What?
What?
I don't know why exactly.
He wants gel?
It has something to do with genetic experimentation.
That is crazy.
Strictly controlled by the Federation and not for sale at any price. Find someone else who's willing to sell us a rod.
Cisco, looks like you gotta get this gel.
A minor miracle that I was able to locate this one source. I'm virtually certain I won't find another.
Wow, this is your only chance.
There's not that much gel in the entire sector.
I believe the quantity is open to negotiation.
Oh, okay, there we go. Let's bring it down to 2 liters.
Or for illegal replication experiments, or to develop organic explosives.
Perhaps I didn't make myself clear, Doctor. This is not a request, it's an order.
That's crazy.
It's 85 liters of biomimetic gel for interstellar transport and deliver them to Cargo Bay 3. Is that understood?
That's crazy.
I'd like this order in writing, please, sir.
Dude, Cisco is not Cisco right now.
That is your right, but I want the gel by the end of the day. Dismissed.
This is crazy, you know. I've never seen Cisco so aggressive, so angry, so frustrated, so full of hate.
The Klingons are preparing to go on the offensive and...
Fortunately, the Founders have better vision.
This is the hologram.
They can see...
Wow.
3 weeks? I heard the same kind of estimates before we attacked the Federation.
Those plans were ruined.
And they even have Damar's skepticism in there. That's perfect.
We offered him unchallenged control of the Alpha Quadrant, and all he could think about was his daughter.
Well, she's dead now.
What do you think?
It's better. They seem more real.
Isn't all I had to do?
They seem really real.
You are happy.
It's satisfactory.
It's pretty good.
I received a message. Senator Vreenak is on the way.
That's cool. Oh, this is so awesome. This is like an espionage, but it's like we're the bad guys almost.
Put it in the case.
I was so scared he was gonna drop it.
Doing business with you, gentlemen. Call me again if you ever...
You're not going anywhere.
What?
Yeah, what's gonna happen to this guy?
You can't keep me here against my will. I haven't done anything wrong. We had an agreement.
Oh my god, Cisco.
Then I will send you back to that Klingon prison and tell Galran to take his time while he executes you.
Oh my days, Cisco.
Now, why don't you go back to your quarters? I'll be along shortly to say hello.
This is crazy. Now they're threatening people's lives. Cisco is threatening people's lives over this. Damn, this is not him at all.
But I was the one who had to make it happen. I was the one who had to look Senator Vreenak in his eye
And lie.
and convince him that a lie was the truth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And 2 will stay in the landing bay. I assure you, they'll never know I was even near their ship.
Okay, good luck, Garrick.
Is to enter this area except Mr. Garrick and myself.
Aye, sir.
Always a pleasure to see you, Mr. Worf.
Worf's like, why is Garrick working? Although Worf does respect Garrick somewhat, as we saw in season 5. Whoa. Whoa. There's no ship. Oh my god, it's cloaked. It's a cloaked ship. Of course it is.
Good luck.
Wow, actual Romulans on the station. It's been a while since we've seen Romulans.
You're the commander of Deep Space Nine. And the emissary to the prophets, decorated combat.
Oh, he's done his research.
And oh yes, the man who started the war was the Dominion. Somehow I thought you'd be taller.
Sorry to disappoint.
Okay.
If you'll come with me, I'll show you to your quarters.
I look forward to seeing your station while it's still here, that is.
Oh my days. You really gotta put up with this guy, you know. Like, he came just to insult Cisco, I think. That's it.
You are persistent, Captain, I'll grant you that. But dogged determination isn't enough to change the reality of your situation.
He really does not want to join up with Starfleet.
Legions of Jem'Hadar soldiers every day. You're experiencing a manpower shortage.
Oh man, because so many deaths.
If you were in my position, which side would you choose?
I'd pick the side most likely to leave us in peace when the dust settles.
That's a fair argument.
So, instead of facing 3 separate opponents with 3 separate agendas, you'll find yourselves facing the same opponent on every side.
Yeah.
You make some very good points, Captain. But it's still all speculation and theory.
Yeah, it's not, because I have this lie.
What if I told you that the Dominion is planning a sneak attack on the Romulan Empire at this very moment?
He wouldn't believe you at all.
World, organized resistance will crumble when outlying systems and colonies begin looking out.
He's not even looking at Weyoun. He's looking at everyone else.
At the first sign of our attack.
I place my faith in the founders. They say the Romulans are not ready for war.
He's not going to believe it at first. Let him examine the rod.
As do we all. Meeting adjourned.
Cool, they have a little insignia at the end.
I'd like to examine that data rod.
Be my guest.
So all I could do was wait.
I think he's going to believe it.
But I found it very difficult to focus on criminal activity reports, huh?
Yeah, when you are the biggest criminal at the moment.
So I went back to pacing, staring out of the window.
Technically, this plan is sanctioned by Starfleet, though, so he's not really a criminal. He's just doing something kind of...
He always says, worry and doubt are the greatest enemies of a great chef.
So fair.
The souffle will either rise or it won't. So you might as well just sit back and wait and see what happens.
That's good advice, actually.
If Vreenak discovered that the data rod was a forgery, if he realized that we were trying to trick them into the war,
then they would never be allies.
And even farther into the enemy camp.
Yeah, then they would never be allies.
I had the distinct feeling that victory or defeat would be decided in the next few minutes.
That's actually crazy.
It's a fake.
What? Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, this is bad.
The inner doubts and rationalizations all for nothing. Vreenak was furious.
Of course he would be.
I can't say I blamed him.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Expose this vile deception to the entire Alpha Quadrant. He got back in his shuttle and headed home.
Was he gonna blow up the shuttle?
Me, friend of a friend between the two of us. Well, I know it sounds a bit strange, but I'd say we're off to a pretty good start today.
A good day.
Intelligence that a Romulan shuttlecraft carrying a high-ranking senator has just been destroyed.
That's insane. That's insane.
Al Shiar are investigating, but preliminary reports point to sabotage. They believe that the Dominion is responsible.
That's insane.
It could even bring the Romulans into the war.
Excuse me.
Oh, I think Garrick did this. I think Garrick did this. Planted a Dominion device. Bam! Oh, man.
You knew the data rod wouldn't hold up to scrutiny. You just wanted to get him on the station so that you could plant a bomb on his shuttle.
That's crazy. I forgot Garrick was going to be on the ship.
And what about Tolar? Did you kill him too?
Think of them both as tragic victims of war.
Oh my days.
They did not die in vain. The Romulans will enter the war.
There's no...
This is what you wanted though, Cisco.
They'll find the burnt remnants of a Cardassian optolithic data rod which somehow miraculously survived.
Oh, that's true. And he was never supposed to be here.
Because any imperfections in the forgery will appear to be a result of the explosion.
Oh, genius.
With a seemingly legitimate rod in one.
Horrible, but genius.
And a dead senator in the other. I ask you, Captain, what conclusion would you draw?
And that the Dominion killed him to prevent him from returning to Romulus with it.
This is crazy.
Because you knew I could do those things that you weren't capable of doing.
Exactly why he went to Garrick.
Was the life of one Romulan senator, one criminal, and the self-respect of one Starfleet officer.
Yeah, but how much better are you to everyone else if you kill innocents?
The Romulan Empire formally declared war against the Dominion.
Oh my god, they're on our side now though.
So, this is a huge victory for the good guys. This may...
Who are the good guys?
I am an accessory to murder.
Yeah.
And if I had to do it all over again, I would.
Wow.
So I will learn to live with it.
Oh, wow.
Because I can live with it. I can live with it. Computer, erase that entire personal log.
Interesting episode. Really interesting episode, actually. That was so different than what I was expecting from the episode, I'll be honest with you. But, I mean, it was really, really good. Don't get me wrong. Really, really good. I think I can bring up a really interesting discussion from different viewpoints on this episode. I think people will see this episode in very many different ways. But wow, interesting episode, that's for sure. And that was our reaction to In the Pale Moonlight, episode 19 of season 6 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and probably the most highly anticipated episode of all of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And I'm done. I have seen it. And what did I think of this episode that everyone has sung the praises of? Well, first of all, I think it deserves the praise. I think this is a really well done episode. I think that it is so meticulously planned. I think it is so heavy at times. But I think the important thing about this episode is the conversation that it brings up. And I think this episode could almost divide people into two different camps, those that agree with Sisko and his actions, and those that disagree with Sisko and his actions. And I think I would need some time to think about that and think about what side I would fall on, because on one hand, you can understand, and everyone watching can understand what Sisko has done, the horribleness of what Sisko has done, but also the good that could come out of it. He's bringing the Romulans into the war. He's probably and most likely saving millions and millions, if not billions, of lives in the war. Maybe even stopping the Dominion for good. So there's good that have come out of it. But on the other hand, he had to kill two, well, I guess they were 4 guards and then the main guy, like the Chancellor or whatever. So there were 5 people total. He had to kill 5 people, 5 innocent people, in order for that to happen. Well, Garrick did the killing, but he basically sanctioned Garrick to kill these people. And so it's basically like, yes, 5 people is such a small number compared to 1 billion people, but does that make it okay? And then Sisko at the end says yes, he can live with it. He's okay with it. And then he makes the computer erase the message. It's like he's come to terms with it. I killed these 5 people, but I'm going to move on. And I'm going to see and hope that something good comes out of it, because that's kind of all that he has now, that something good can come out of what he's done that is really bad. But then on the other hand, do you really want this peace and this like kind of turn of the war to start with these innocents murder from the side that is supposed to be the good guys? And then also, what labels you as the good guys now that Starfleet is killing these innocent people, or now that Sisko has taken it into his hands to be the executioner of these 5 people? Who are they the good guys still? Is there no good guys anymore? Like, it's just creates some really interesting conversations that I think can be discussed in a lot of detail. But yeah, interesting. The Romulans are in the war now. They said at the end of the episode that they've already attacked like 15 Dominion camps or whatever, so that'll be really interesting to see how that unfolds in the future of the show. But it seems like the war has shifted. The tide of the war has shifted, and it was full Dominion dominance, but the Romulans have entered now, and it's going to be the Romulans, the Klingons, and Starfleet against the Dominion. These three armies against one. And I know the Dominion is a huge army, but can they take these three? I don't know. It'll be cool. It'll be cool to see. We might get some really cool battles and stuff in the future. But yeah, I think overall, this episode brings up a lot of really interesting conversations. And I think it also shows the strain and the stress that the war has put onto Sisko. And not just Sisko, but I think this can be applied to other crew members. But I think Sisko in general, because Sisko is in charge of the station. Sisko is the one who technically started the war. Sisko is the one who has to put the casualty list on the station every day. And so he's very much in the war. He sees the deaths unfolding and maybe even blames himself a little bit for all these millions and millions of people dying. And so he has to take it into his own hands. But just seeing Sisko in this episode, there was no life in his eyes. He was very aggressive, very full of hate. It was just not the Sisko that we're used to. There was no kindness there. There was no caring there. It was just, we have to win this war and we have to end it as fast as possible, whatever means possible. And so just to see how the war has brought him to this state, brought him to this place of aggression where he's willing to do these things in order to end the war. Very interesting again, and I wonder if that's going to kind of carry over into the rest of the season as well as season 7. So yeah, overall, I thought this was a fantastic episode. I thought it was done really well. I thought it was constructed very well from a writing standpoint, and I just thought that everything about Sisko was great. His monologue was incredible. His actions were both scary and horrific, but also bring hope to the war at the same time, which makes me like very much on the fence about what he's done. And yeah, I mean, I can understand why people love this episode. I loved this episode, but I can understand why people also love this episode. So anyways, let's get into episode 20 now. I hope you enjoy my reaction to episode 20 of season 6 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, His Way.
So find yourself somebody.
Okay, where is
Get
that?
yourself some
1900s?
till somebody loves you.
They're all like this dinner hollow suite program.
Now you may be king, you may possess.
Dax is grooving to it.
Somebody loves you. So find yourself.
Odo's enjoying it. That was a good performance. That was actually really great.
Total number still works for me.
400 years, that's awesome.
Isn't he terrific?
I prefer
a meta, self-aware holosuite.
Really necessary, Trust me, he's no ordinary hologram.
Yeah, he got personality.
I know what you're thinking. He has pretty sweet pipes for a light bulb.
Light bulb?
That's what I am.
See, he's self-aware.
A hologram? He knows he's a hologram? Felix designed him that way.
That's so interesting.
You know what a square is, right? It's one side of a cube. Well, I guess that answers my question.
All this lingo, the old lingo.
I'm so sorry, Commanders Dax and Worf. This is Vic Fontaine.
How long you kids been married?
Oh, how do you know?
We were married.
When you're singing as many joints as I have, you become a student of the human heart.
Wow, he's very observant.
And that's for you two.
Hold on.
Yes?
Relationship?
Never mind. Forget I brought it up.
No, what are you gonna say?
Catch you later, baby.
I like this guy. I want to keep seeing him, actually.
So, why don't we all meet here tomorrow night at 2100?
And actually wear suits.
Sorry, I forgot.
What's happening?
Pretend you didn't hear that. She
What's
doesn't want
happening?
anyone to know that she's visiting the First Minister.
Oh no! Not love. This could be an Odo love story episode.
She turned down 3 dinner invitations. I talked to Vic. He gave me a few pointers and, voila.
Odo's gonna go to him and get pointers.
Well, then why are you asking advice from a light bulb?
So fair. But Odo's gonna go do it now, I think. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Yeah, I think it's be interesting. The hologram was pretty cool, actually. I would visit him personally all the time if I had a hologram with that kind of persona and confidence and aura, as the kids would say.
Since Shakar and Major Kira broke up?
I don't know. About a year.
It's been over a year. You've
Okay,
had plenty.
over a year. And you haven't done anything, Odo.
A merger with Kira. But in all that time...
Things were a little awkward, though, between them for a while.
Face it. You've had plenty of opportunities, and you've let them all slip away.
Who asked for your opinion?
About the Major. You want my advice?
No.
Make it easy on both of us. Forget all about her.
Forget all about her.
You're not exactly the most lovable person in the galaxy. You're not even the most lovable person in this sector, or on the station.
Or in the quadrant.
In this room.
Crazy.
It's about Dr. Bashir's new holosuite program.
He wants to use it. Or maybe study it? Study the guy?
One warp core breach. Come right up.
That is a crazy glass.
I'm not that tense, Quark. Look, I think I'll just go up to the holosuite for a bit and...
He's already started pouring the drink.
Maybe I'll go and wake up Miles. Play a little Tongo.
Hey, Mord. Mord doesn't even say hi. He's too cool to say hi.
One night, Frank and Dean dropped by. We ended up taking over one of the blackjack tables.
Mord was like, yeah, I don't care. Talk to me about Kira.
Dax and Worf are married. The chief misses his wife.
You don't have to be an Einstein to clue into any of that.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I would know that.
We're going to make an observation about Major Kira and myself.
Yeah, say it now, buddy.
Come on, do I really have to connect the dots? You're crazy about the bruh, but you're afraid to do anything about it.
Oh, my days.
It's the oldest story in the book. She thinks of you as a friend.
Ah.
You make it sound so easy.
That's because it's not that hard. The girl already likes you. That means you're halfway home.
That's true. That is actually true.
The first minister of Bajor, he's a leader, a hero, a man with great charisma.
I don't care if he's JFK. It's not the other guy. That's right. I mean, for starters, you've got to lose this whole Nanook of the North thing.
That's true, Odo. Your outfit is not helping.
I just don't always show them.
And therein lies the problem.
Exactly.
Come with me.
Yeah, Odo's like a brick.
Look, Pally.
He's like a brick.
What does fun have to do with Major Kira?
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Kira likes to have fun, so you must like to have fun.
$1 million.
You mean something like this?
That was pretty sick.
Very sharp. After you.
That was pretty sick.
Crowd's getting restless.
What crowd?
That one.
Hey, you just spawned in a crowd.
Hit it, Nanook.
No, I don't play the piano.
You want to bet?
Oh, it plays itself. It plays itself.
Point, you've got to sell it. Style, baby, style. Make 'em believe.
Yeah, make 'em believe. Cisco last episode be like, make Romulans believe.
Fly with me, come fly, let's fly away.
I wonder if all the instruments play themselves.
Let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there,
I love his performance.
starry eyed. Once I get you
Go on, Odo.
so near,
Yeah, Odo's having fun now.
lovely day.
Oh my god.
Just say the word
It actually kind of looks like Renee can play the piano.
where the air is
Where it's awesome. Up there.
We'll just
That was my interpretation of the song.
I'll be holding you
Go on, piano man.
so near.
There we go. He's gotten loose. He's letting loose.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Okay, Odo, let's go. Oh, Odo, great job, man. Great job selling it. Cool. That was awesome.
Very bright.
That's all you got to say?
Well, the lights kept me from seeing.
It is very bright on stage.
Grateful none of my friends saw me.
There you go. Tensing up again. Look at you.
Yeah, the crossed arms.
See?
Who was there?
Think someone?
Let's find out.
Do you think he like hired someone? he hired someone? Ah, look at that. That's funny.
Look, it's the piano player. We saw you perform tonight.
Oh, this is so funny.
Would you mind if I looked at your hands?
Show your hands.
Knew it. They're so artistic.
They're so artistic.
Vic taught me everything I know.
Is he a good student?
Head of his class.
Maybe I can help you get your diploma.
Oh, damn, Odo.
And tell me he had a sense of humor.
He plays the piano and he's funny. Kind of like Victor Borga.
Who?
These women are really... They're really helping him, though.
How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
I have no idea.
Practice, practice, practice. Get it?
No.
So he's gonna practice on these women? Crazy that we have like an old-timey wingman story in this episode. Odo, man. Odo, that's so funny.
Away from me, the way you smiled.
Dude, what if they start singing together?
Stop what?
Singing.
You were singing. I was singing.
You didn't even realize it? Okay. DS9 musical episode.
Ops. I wonder, should you ask Kira about Shakar or should I?
Oh, why don't we both do it?
She and Shakar must be having a good time.
That'd be my guess.
I actually hope not.
Odo.
Odo, what's he got to do with it?
Dax is such a yapper, you know.
That's the problem.
Dax lets everything slip. All gossip just comes out of her mouth instantly.
Keep clapping. There's a fly buzzing the room, and one of you is bound to nail him.
That's good. That's good.
You still haven't told me what I'm supposed to do about Kira and Shakar.
Shakar, forget about that fink.
Forget about him.
Let's have a nice warm round of applause for Miss Lola Cristal.
Lola Cristal. I hope this is Kira. That'd be so funny. Oh, yes.
Never know how much I love.
It's Kira.
It's something you all know.
Everyone's entranced.
Fever isn't such a...
I also realized I didn't realize she could sing.
I wanna treat you right. You give me fever.
Crazy.
When
Crazy.
learn fever
Is Odo just leading it?
to burn.
Crazy. Kira is a good singer. I did not realize that.
I'm gonna turn in. You two lovebirds can live without me, I trust?
We'll manage.
Oh, okay, Odo. This is your time, Odo.
We just met tonight.
I must have a short memory.
You're funny.
Kind of like Victor Borga.
How'd you know?
Oh.
I can't do this.
Why not?
I'm sorry, it has nothing to do with you.
It's because she's not actually Kira.
Of course we are. You programmed her to find me irresistible. I could read her a criminal activities report. She'd think it was poetry.
That's true.
Of course she's not Kira. She's a hologram.
A what?
And she doesn't know she's in a hologram.
Tired of discussing my feelings with a hologram.
You're a hologram too?
Her mind is being blown right now. Imagine thinking you're a real person, but it turns out you're just a hologram.
Anything interesting happened while I was gone?
Interesting. No, nothing.
Talk to her, Odo, man.
Well, I better get back to work.
Odo, you were just walking this way? You were just walking this way? It's so obvious that you're leaving because of Kira.
How the hell did you get in here?
I'm performing next door for Dax and Worf. I'm between sets, so I transferred my matrix from that holosuite to this.
Wait, that's actually crazy.
He told you that.
He tells me everything. We've been spending a lot of time together.
Odo, spending time in a holosuite?
It's actually true.
Which tells you what?
You don't know him.
You don't know him as well as you think you do.
You don't know him, Kira.
The one and only. But let me tell you, the only chick he wants to swing with is you.
Wow, he's just straight up saying it.
We're talking about you and Odo.
No, that's what you're talking about. I'm trying to meditate.
And I don't mean to interrupt.
Good, then leave.
You are interrupting.
You two really are made for each other.
Ha! True, they are both cranky.
Well, then I better say yes.
Crazy.
Who is this big guy? Who is he? Come on.
Odo, can you hear me?
Vic?
Vic's just like intruded the entire station.
Why? I've done a complete overhaul on the Lola hologram, or should I say the Kira hologram?
No way he's gonna think it's a hologram. This is interesting. He thinks that it's a hologram, but she is real.
Bon appetit.
That's French.
It's French. An Earth language.
I forgot she didn't know French.
Enjoy your meal.
I didn't know you spoke French.
I don't.
Oh, juste un petit peu.
We're really not here to talk about Vic, are we?
I'm certainly not.
Let's talk about us. And eat your oysters, man. I don't know if oysters are like hot or cold, but if they're hot, they're gonna be getting cold.
It's certainly not the way I pictured it would be.
It is a bit unusual.
Do you think she knows that he thinks that she's a hologram?
What's your food?
No, it looks delicious. I'm not hungry.
Yeah, I had dinner before this, actually.
Nervous?
A bit. It is a first date, right?
Oh.
As long as it doesn't get in the way.
Of what?
Of enjoying yourself.
Aww.
Enjoys your work.
How'd you know that?
You told me yourself.
See, he's like this. He's like, this is the best hologram of all time.
But I'm afraid I've used it as an excuse to avoid the rest of my life.
He's really pouring his heart out to her now, though.
Under my skin.
I would be a little uncomfortable trying to eat dinner with like 5 other people in the band watching me.
I've got you under my skin.
Oh, those looks.
What do we do now?
Let's dance.
Only one thing we can do.
Let's dance.
Not sure I know how to dance to this kind of music.
Just stay close.
Damn, Odo. This is confident Odo.
'Cause
Oh.
I've got you.
Dude, I got chills.
I can't believe we're having our first date in a holosuite.
She's actually seeing it as a date too, which is incredible. I wonder if something bad's gonna happen when he's like, "Oh, you're a hologram, though."
Oh, it's complicated.
Complicated to leave a holosuite?
No, you just open the door.
Maybe you'd better tell her. There's nothing to tell. I'm good, Pally, but I'm not that good.
Yeah, that's actually Kira.
You tricked me.
And me.
Hey, I brought you 2 lovebirds together. That was the
Yeah,
whole
Vic,
idea.
it's not cool to do this though. You should have tricked them. Oh no, but you still had a moment together. You still had that moment together.
It's time for you to stop playing around with holograms and start playing around with the real thing.
You should have told me it was really Kira.
Would you have shown up if I had?
No, he wouldn't have though. That's the thing.
2 of you were dancing? The lady digs you big time.
Yeah.
She digs Shakar.
No, she was. That was genuine love in her eyes, I think.
Have you ever had a moment of pure clarity? A moment where the truth seems to just leap up and grab you by the throat?
Said she likes Odo.
I bet this has something to do with your visit with Shakar.
This has nothing to do with Shakar.
Dax is like, I know it.
You're absolutely right. Makes perfect sense.
Don't tell me you're having another moment of...
Is she gonna say something?
That's amazing.
She's gonna go up to Odo and say, "Let's date."
Approve?
I don't care whether he approves or not. Shakar and I are friends. That's all. Friends.
There we go, Kira.
After that, I suppose you'll expect me to kiss you.
Well, it's possible.
But then who needs dinner? Why don't I just get it over with and kiss you right now?
Do it.
Oh, why don't you?
Oh my days. That was the best way for them to kiss, I think. Even more, it's like, damn. Dax is like, I got some good tea.
You're right. Who needs dinner?
Because you're my dinner, Odo. Can you imagine?
Under my skin.
Damn, romance episode of DS9, this one.
The moment you step off the plane, you walk right into the propellers.
He's got good jokes.
Julian tells me you and the Major are quite an item.
For the moment. Who knows how long it'll last.
I'm so glad that they're dating now, though. I'm so glad. He's liked her since season 2 or 3.
Leave the program running for a few minutes after you leave. I feel like singing.
Fair enough.
Whatever makes you happy.
He's kind of like a sentient computer in that way, which is kind of cool.
There's a bar in far Bombay. It's perfect for...
Fly with me, with him.
Pack up, let's fly away.
DS9 with this music is peak. No, that was a good episode. That was awesome. I'm so glad that Kira and Odo are in a relationship now. It's been so long. It's been so long coming. I feel like they've gone through enough turmoil with each other that it feels right. It feels right now. And I'm excited to see them as a couple in future episodes. And that was my reaction to His Way, episode 20 of season 6 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and the episode that Odo and Kira finally get together as a couple. That whole kissing scene was actually so good. The way that Kira marches up to him, the way that they start arguing with each other, I'm like, this is perfect. Like, this is just them, you know what I mean? They're just annoyed and angry and arguing all the time and intense all the time. They're not intense and they're not angry all the time, I guess, but you get what I'm saying. And then they just argue, and then Odo's like, what about your car? And then Kira's like, it was just strictly business. And then Odo's like, well, why do we have to go out for dinner? Why don't I just kiss you now? And she's like, fine. And then boom, they kiss, and it was beautiful. It was just a great kiss. The camera swings around them, all dramatic fashion. I don't know, it was just a really good moment, actually. It was a very good moment and a very rewarding moment, fulfilling moment, because it's been so long where Odo has been in love with Kira. Since that epic reveal, I had glimpses of it before, but I think it was like the Heart of Stone. There was in season 3 was the reveal that Odo was in love with Kira. But there had been instances before that where I was like, oh, I think he's in love with Kira. But definitely since the middle of season 3, Odo has loved Kira. And we've seen time and time again Kira getting with other people, or Odo fumbling the bag, and it's just never seemed to work out. But finally it has, and it was just, as a viewer, it was very rewarding. And I can't imagine if you had been watching DS9 from the beginning when it was actually airing, it would have been a few years before you saw them actually get together. So that would have been very rewarding. But I'll be really interested to see what they are going to be like as a couple, because Odo is very stiff at times, but he's very caring, and Kira can be very harsh at times, but again is very caring. So it'll be interesting to see what their dynamic is going to be like as a couple. Because again, I was like, for example, like Worf and Dax, I was a little unsure about how I would feel with them as a couple. I think they're great as a couple. I love them together now. Same with Odo and Kira. I actually never thought that Odo would get with Kira, but now that they are together, I'm happy, but I'm interested to see the dynamics that they have with themselves, with everyone else, and just, I don't know, it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting, so that's what I'm most excited for. Besides that, Vic was a really cool addition to this. He was just so suave. That's a good word. I don't use that enough. Suave. He was cool. He had that old kind of like vibe to him, I guess, that old singer vibe. I loved the music in this episode. It was so good. The live band with the piano and the saxophone and the cello and the bass and his voice, which was just silky smooth, just playing out, you know, the song at the end. Just, I don't know, it was just, had a great vibe to it, this episode. Had a great atmosphere to it. And Vic was a really cool thing, like a hologram, being sentient enough to understand that he is a hologram, being able to control the other holograms and stuff like that. I don't know, it was just really interesting, really cool concept. I don't think we're going to see Vic ever again, but I wouldn't mind if he pops up every once in a while, because he was just pretty fun. He was pretty fun in this episode. So yeah, besides that, that was my reaction and review to today's episode. Episode 19, In the Pale Moonlight, and episode 20, His Way. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to the wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot. But wait, if you want to check out all the way up to the season finale of Star Trek Deep Space Nine Season 6, you can head to my Patreon right now, where you can check out episodes 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 on Patreon right now. That's The Reckoning, Valiant, Prophet and Lace, Time's Orphan, The Sound of Her Voice, and Tears of the Prophets, all on Patreon for your viewing pleasure, 3 weeks ahead of YouTube. But if not, I will see you next week for episodes 21 and 22, The Reckoning and Valiant. See you then.